Well, boy, Wasa. Well, we had 2 Joint Select Committee meetings in the last 17 days to deal with Wasa, Joint Select Committee on Infrastructure and Development. Well, boy, they send CEO, acting CEO Shepherd, and all the people there is acting this, acting that, acting. So the PNM control everybody, because if you don't act right, PNM does bust your throat, because you have no security of tenure. But they then bring in the star boy, they bring in the cricket batsman, the chairman Nanga. He didn't come in the first one, but he come and take over to try and shimmy them in the second one to save the PNM from the embarrassment that they are. And Senator De Freitas of the PNM, shame on you, boy. You get catch and you're playing the fool and you're interrupting. You cannot even follow the rules set by the honorable chairman of the Joint Select Committee. But let me deal with this one by one. Archie, in the first Joint Select Committee, you must understand. Let me give you some little background information. Keith Christopher Rowley, in his normal blame Kamla, tried to blame the United National Congress for Wasa's woes. Not PNM incompetence, not Rowley's incompetence, not his appointment of incompetent ministers, of which this one is the worst, and he boasted that he found somebody who had no understanding of Wasa whatsoever, and the man himself admitted he didn't even know if you have bus pipe, that pressure wouldn't build up to push water up the hill. He now learned that, but he in charge of your water, and then you're all wondering why only 16% of y'all got a 24/7 supply. In February, well, Rowley said it's Desalcott, UNC Desalcott, that expensive desalinated water that is shattering the Wasa, and Wasa cannot pay bills and so on. But we say, but wait, when the UNC in 1999 came up with the concept of desalinated water and tendered out, and 54 companies tendered and 3 were selected to compete, and Desalcott won. That was for water to be used in the energy sector, Point Lisas. Not to come into our taps, not into the commercial grid, but it was the PNM, after Ralph, Romeo, and Ramesh crushed the UNC government. It was the PNM who decided to change the policy from lucrative energy sector water, where Wasa would make a profit of $5.25 per cubic meter. The PNM said, put some of that there, put it in we pipes. So the deficit started then. But then, in 2010, January 19th, there was a huge change in policy. And at first, the PNM and them, Shepherd and them at Wasa, they didn't know about that January 19, 2010 contract, when the PNM cabinet in December 2009 agreed to increase the amount of water that Desalcott was providing to Wasa in a take or pay fashion, which means once they produce it, you have to take it and you have to pay for it. You have no choice. Whether you use it, you ain't use it, you dance with it, you play DJ with it, you use it for soca fete, you have to take it. The PNM signed that, increasing from 24 million gallons per day to 60 million gallons per day. PNM. But all at last Joint Select Committee, like the PNM didn't know that. Archie, run it.
Dated January 19, 2010, where the government then contracted with Desalcott to increase their daily production from 24 MIGD to 60 MIGD. Are you saying that you are totally unaware of this contract signed on January 19, 2010?
Yeah, Mr. Shepherd.
Yes, member, through the chair. Yes, we are unaware of that document at this present time, but we will seek the information requested and will be forwarded to the committee as requested.
Mr. Shepherd, with all due respect, sir, you are the CEO of Wasa. I have nothing to do with Wasa. I don't even get water from Wasa except in a truck. And I am telling you that that is the position signed by the government of Trinidad and Tobago in a critical area of desalination water, and that the president, and you came to the 2014 conclusion of 40 MIGD per day, and you did not know that that was a negotiation between Desalination and the government then under Kamla Prasad Bisesa negotiated down from 60 MIGD per day that Desalination had a signed, sealed, and delivered contract signed by Warren Sultan Khan and signed by the then CEO and witnessed by Mr. Claude Denbo, the lawyer for Wasa, on January 19, 2010. You are telling me that you are totally unaware that Desalination, even though they had a contract, because of their negotiation and willingness to work with the government, they agreed to reduce their production from 60 million gallons per day down to the 40 that you are aware of. You did not know that that went through a 2-year arbitration and it was negotiated and agreed upon. Is that your position here today, sir?
Is that, you put back up the mic there? Is that your position? Well, let's flash forward 2 weeks now. Come in, Wasa, come in.
Yes, sir, Mr. Corporate Secretary. I'm speaking about the original contract. I know it was renegotiated between 2012 and then re-signed on 2014. What was the end date of that original contract signed on January 19, 2010, please?
This is the supplemental of January 2010. Was for a period of 25 years with the commencement of the delivery of 60 million gallons of water. MIGD, 60 MIGD, 25 years thereafter.
Thank you, sir. And was this a take-or-pay contract signed on January 19, 2010?
Here, through you, the original contract with Desalination, which we call the Water Sale Agreement, signed on the 5th of August, 1999. This original contract had the take-or-pay provisions in it. The subsequent agreements, which was the supplemental in 2010, and the amended agreement in 2012, would carry on with that provision for the take-or-pay.
Thank you, sir. And the original contract in 1999 and then amended 2002 was for 24 million gallons per day, and was the 2010 January 19 contract for 60 million gallons per day?
The contract was structured along this basis. One, the production of 40 MIGD within 3 months of signing the agreement, that is April 2010, and thereafter 60 MIGD within a period of December, obtaining its finances and so on, those things being put in order.
Thank you, sir. Through you, Chairman. And then when this was arbitrated and negotiated in 2014 and signed, what did the amount, was it reduced from that maximum 60 million gallons per day down to 40 million gallons per day, please?
Volume of water contracted for in the amended water sale agreement of November 2012 was for 40 MIGD.
Is 40 MIGD less than 60 MIGD, please, sir, through the chairman?
It is our number, please, sir.
So, and that contract stated increased to 40 million within 3 months, which would have put it to April or May 2010, and then a further increase to 60 MIGD per day. Is that not correct?
Over a period of 2 years, yes.
Thank you. And then it was negotiated through Wasa and Desalcott to settle on 40 MIGD and to remove that maximum of 60 MIGD?
Yes, it was.
I hope you'll pay very close attention, because Keith Rowley is a liar. You see? He lies. His incompetence, he covers it up, and the truth came out. But do you think the media will tell you and show you and link to all this discussion came up because of Keith Christopher Rowley's lies that the UNC and Desalcott broke Wasa? Wasa broke because of PNM incompetence, PNM corruption, PNM party groups utilizing Wasa as a safe haven for all the clowns to get salary. The truth came out there, so share the truth. We also heard Rowley say he lied and said that the Desalcott is raping this country at $1.80 US per cubic meter. He said that out. Press conference. Really? But do you know that the truth is Desalcott is $1 US per cubic meter and not $1.80 like what Rowley said? Would you believe that? That Rowley lie again? Run it, Archie.
Chairman, on the cost, just to flow, because you'll be going off Desalcott. Just on cost, please, Chairman. Can I ask Mr. Shepherd, what is the cost per cubic meter of water produced by Desalcott and purchased by Wasa from Desalcott? What is it cost per cubic meter?
Mr. Shepherd?
Yeah, we have a figure of $1 per cubic meter. We have US per cubic meter, we have that information. But
that's what I asked him. That's what I asked. Thank you. And a follow-up question. So it's $1 US per cubic meter, and it's not $1.80 US per cubic meter. So I'm just clarifying that figure.
So we clarify that figure. And then, is there a part B to that, or are we going to the third one, Archie? We're going to the 7 C's foreign. We're going to the third one. Right. Yeah, but I mean, all right. There's also an issue that I brought up about 7 C's, a foreign company. Okay? Archie, I confuse you here. You have a next video to go with that one? Right, play that one and then we go in 7 C's. Run it.
Chairman or CEO, through you, Chairman, the water sale price at Desalcott, can we confirm that it is $1 US per cubic meter and not $1.80 US as stated somewhere else?
Yes, that is correct. It is $1 US.
So that is correct. The other place it was stated was Rowley, the Prime Minister, the liar. Okay? So we just confirmed that. Then there was something else. There was 7 C's, right? 7 C's is a foreign company. And back 2 weeks ago, I said, but Shepherd, Mr. Shepherd, Mr. Acting PNM CEO of Wasa, if I was to tell you that 7 C's charging Wasa $1.69 US per cubic meter, 69 US cents more than Desalcott. What say you? The man wasn't sure, he didn't know, and he threw out a figure, he lied and bought $1.39. Well, let's hear that, and then we'll come back and hear the truth. Go back 2 weeks, Archie.
Is there another supplier of desalinated water to Wasa in Trinidad and Tobago?
yes, we have the 7 C's water treatment plant in Point Fortin, producing 5.6 million gallons of water.
Is that a foreign or local company?
It is a foreign company.
What rate does Wasa pay per cubic meter of water to 7 C's, please, sir?
last rate we had is $1.39 US per cubic meter. But
Is $1.39 US per cubic meter higher than $1 flat per cubic meter?
I would think so.
And if I were to tell you that I have the rate at 1.65 now per cubic meter from 7 Seas, would that be factual or not so?
Well, I will have to confirm that figure before I say it's factual.
Well, let we flash forward 2 weeks now and see what happened with this 7 Seas foreign company now when Rowley attacking this Alcott and lying. Let me check it out. Run it, Archie.
And Sir Chairman, through you, is it true that 7 Seas, the foreign company which also provides Wasa with desalination water, that the actual price that Wasa pays to 7 Seas is, as I stated last time, 1.67 US per cubic meter, and up now, that was in 2017, and now it stands at 1.8157 US per cubic meter from 7 Seas per cubic meter.
Yes, that is correct.
So through you, Chairman, and to the Chairman, and this is directed to the acting CEO, would you like to correct the record when you previously stated that 7 Seas paid 1.39 US per cubic meter, as this figure does not appear in any of Wasa's records at any point in time?
And yes, it is that figure, which is within by year.
Elections have consequences. It ain't done there yet. And they bring back Nanga, the lawyer, to play he debating and trying to obfuscate here. 7 Seas, foreign company. Let we go back and see. But wait, Rowley said Desalination mashing up Wasa UNC. But what if I tell you that Desalination does pay for all their electricity? Up to 5.2 million, 5.6 million per month. Them does pay for electricity. But the foreign company 7 Seas that signed contract under the PNM, them don't pay for no electricity up to 3.783 kilowatt joules per watt meter cube. What if I told you all that? Y'all don't believe me? Run it, Archie.
And a final question to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Public Utilities. Does Desalination pay for their electricity usage per month? And secondly, does 7 Seas, the foreign company, get a rebate from TNTech and pay no money to TNTech for the electricity that they use in their process?
Member, if you would allow me, I prefer to provide that in writing.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess I'll do a lot of reading in 2 weeks. Thank you, sir.
Well, let's see if I did some reading in 2 weeks. Archie, go forward 2 weeks. Run it.
We saw that Desalination pays 5.2 million TT dollars per month for electricity, whereas 7 Seas, the foreign company, does not pay 1 cent for electricity to the government of Trinidad and Tobago, up to a maximum level of 3.83 kilowatts per hour. Is this true?
Member Roberts, in terms of the response you had given to the committee, yes. In writing, Member Roberts says yes.
Okay, so I am referring to that response now and say to the member that pursuant to Section 6.5 of the Water State Agreement between Wasa and 7 Seas, Wasa has an obligation to provide electrical connection, disconnect switches, infrastructure for electricity, as well as to provide electrical power to enable the system to operate. So it is based on this element of the water sale agreement that the electricity charges incurred are footed by the Water and Sewage Authority.
If we take it from a Wasa position, Chairman, and through you, Chairman, if there are economies of scale and Desalcott is providing a larger quantity of desalinated water, shouldn't it be the reverse position that Desalcott, based on its volume, should receive lower costs as opposed to 7 Seas, who's a smaller volume?
When you say lower costs,
Well, lower cost for electricity because Desalcott pays 5.2 million per month for electricity and 7 Seas pays 0.
So Wasa paying 7 Seas electricity bill and Desalcott paying their own bill, but Rowley come to blame Desalcott and the UNC. Are you really serious? But then it wasn't done there. We were talking about road repairs and so on. Archie, let the people watch what really going on. Next one. You don't have that one? Tell me what you have. Play what you have. Let I go bounce it back after. That is all he finished there? Well, let me also say, I know I'm with Vishnu like he'll get lazy. There was also something on, and y'all could go and check the whole tape, the 40 minutes on Douglas politics to see all the lies. They talk about road repair and the leaks that they're going to build. They had 3,160 leaks and they're going to fix all. And they can't stop that. They're going to, in 3 months' time. I sure you have that. Vishnu would have never leave out that. Look and see. Red plate, man. I know Vishnu wouldn't do that. Run it. It coming. Not like your water. Your water not coming under the PNM.
That's logical. But let's say that 50% of them impact the roadway in some form or fashion, whether partially or wholly under the roads, because most of our infrastructure is very near the roadways. Please tell this committee what has been your increased allocation for this great aspirational project that is to be undertaken in the next 3 months. Where is the money coming from? Where is it? Has it been allocated? And if so, how much, please?
yes, we have a $16 million allocation for road restoration.
So that's the normal budgeted allocation. And over the last 4 years, that has not been able to do the job. This project that you have stated here today is a brilliant one. It's an exceptional one, and it requires exceptional resources. Are you saying that there is no extra allocation for this project over the next 3 months, and you are going to attempt to do it with the minuscule amount budgeted last year, October, for road repairs, 16 million?
They have also asked for a further allocation of $13 million towards this program.
You've asked for it. When is it going to cabinet? Has cabinet approved it? How long is the cabinet process? Is it going to FNGP? When will the cabinet confirm it? And how long would that allocation take to get out from the Ministry of Finance to Wasa so they could spend the money and pay the contractors?
That is something that is not within our knowledge. That will depend on a cabinet decision. But as the Director of Operations have also indicated, we are working in conjunction with the regional corporations and the Ministry of Works in order to assist us with achieving this part of our project.
So, Chairman Nanga, if I was to put it to you that a project in concept without the allocation really doesn't augur well to the completion, successful completion, will I be harsh to make that statement?
In the past, yes. Today, no, because we have had 100% support from our line minister, who is very supportive of all the initiatives that we are embarking upon, and he has given us the assurance of his continued assistance that will be provided in order to meet our mandate.
So on July 2nd, I will be able to ask you or call you as the chairman of Wasa for you to report to me that the old leaks, the 3,160, have effectively been plugged because your allocation was increased. I will call you, sir. I will find your number and I will call you. God bless. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you. Same to you, member.
People, so my people, they come and they talk on Hansard Joint Select Committee. We're going to plug. I don't know what is all leaks, because leak is leak, that leaking. Leaking is present leaks, but 3,160 from 2 weeks ago. Them say by July 1st, Nanga, the chairman, say them going and fix all of that. They have no money, no allocation, no cabinet approval, no releases, no funding, but them going to fix it by July 1st. Well, if all you believe in Santa Claus, welcome. Elections have consequences. But on July 2nd, I'm certain that around that time, whenever Douglas politics is, Archie and myself with Vishnu, we will remind you of what that Nanga said and what these PNM said. And they have great confidence in the minister man. The minister man who's supporting what? The minister man does not know nothing but Wasa. That's what Rowley say. The minister man don't even know that the leaks will stop pressure. You depending on the minister man, all you who take 7 months to fix to water in the Beatum, well, I wait until July 2nd. I place in a bet that by July 2nd, there will not be 3,160 leaks. There will be 3,340. You want to bet? Go ahead. But we had more discussion on leaks. As we say leaks, Archie. Run it, my brother.
I also asked Mr. Shepherd, how much potable water is lost through leakage in Wasa's distribution network per month?
Here to you, remember, we don't have measuring devices to give you an accurate answer to that, but we have had reports of estimated amounts by consultants between 40 to 50% of the water we produce.
So if we are losing 40 to 50 to 55% of potable water per month, why is it a plan of Wasa to increase supply rather than fix the distribution network? It appears that the supply is fantastic, but that the distribution throws away 50%. So what you need to do is stop throwing away the 50%, and then the supply will be satisfactory.
And let's hear what they said, because let me put it this way. They tried in the written answer to increase and inflate the figures to 9 billion gallons, as they said, due to economic expansion and so on, and the migrant population, migrants or illegal migrant, them factoring in, right? To say that we need 9 billion gallons of water per month. Now remember, they were producing like 7.5, but they were throwing away 4 billion gallons, right? So if you really needed 7.5 and you were throwing away 4, but you plug the leaks and you have your full 7.5, then everybody have water, they're sufficient. But they played some shimmy game and said something about increasing capacity and increasing demand in a time of stagnation, depression, businesses closed down, energy sector collapse, people leaving the country, brain drain, people are no work. Them say going up demand, right? But leave it at that. Even if you leave it at 9 billion gallons per month, and then you put in some water conservation programs and educate people to take a shorter shower and so on, turn off the tap when you're showering, wash your car with, you educate people and you reduce that from 9 billion a month down to 7.5 billion a month, and you're not losing 4 billion a month. You fix these leaks, then your supply equal your demand and everybody good. Not so, but not in PNM mathematics. Watch how them dance, they baila like a conga line. Run it, Archie.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to Chairman Nanga, you and Acting Senior Shepherd stated here for the population that over the next 3 months, We're going to aggressively attack a problem that has existed for the last 4 or 5 years of tremendous numbers of leaks. We had information 2 weeks ago of 3,160 leaks. Today, Acting CEO Shepherd said 2,800 leaks, and there are contractors, 49 contractors coming on board over the next 3 months. So by July 1st, you expect to get those leaks down to zero. That sounds fantastic. However, unfortunately for me, I am a reasonable, rational person. If the chairman of this committee has just stated that the road repair budget has been slashed over for this fiscal period, and you are going to embark upon 3,160 damages to roads across the board, how is it feasible unless you have received an increased allocation through the midterm review or through a special cabinet note for this project of 3 months? Unless you have received the money, then we cannot really look forward to saying July 1st, zero leaks. Can we, sir?
Well, that is what we are projecting. But of course, when we say zero leaks by July, we are talking about clearing the backlogs. We will have new leaks developing, so that from July moving forward, we are looking to tackle the new leaks that are coming up. We are hoping by July that the backlog will be cleared. In terms of the road restoration, not all these 2,800 leaks would affect the roadway. You would have, for example, connections to consumers. You would have leaks taking place off the road. You would have leaks that are, for example, on various compounds. So it is not that we are going to be repairing 2,800 leaks, therefore we will have 2,800 road restorations to do.
Exactly. So you have no hope of doing anything with the leak. And he talking about old leak and new leak. No hope in Wasa, no hope in dope. Furthermore, Wasa, remember, in 2 weeks ago I tell them, and the lady answered correctly, that 16% of the population in February 2022 was getting a 24/7 supply. Wasa right on the 24th of the committee, oh, we want to correctly record the February was a kind of an anomaly because they had a blackout, and because Wasa started its dry season rationing, and that's why it was down at 16% of the population receiving a 24/7 supply. A 12-hour blackout. I was asked them, but we run out of time. What was the average for March 2022? And what was the average for January? So they're trying to say, I also asked them, and I told them that the highest percentage of 24/7 supply ever attained in this country was 74% in 2014 under Kamla Prasad Bisesa and Ganga Singh. You know, they do all their research, and in the writing, you know, they write, well, the highest number, we ain't find that yet. You ain't find it because your eye can't see yellow, your eye can't see Kamla, your eye can't see Ganga Singh. 74% 24/7 supply under the United National Congress 2014, and we down to 16% now. Archie, run it now, man.
What is finally, what is the percentage, sir, right now of the population receiving a 24/7 supply in their homes from Wasa?
So if you that question, the Director of Operations.
Through Chair, the percentage of the population currently receiving 24/7 level of service is at 16%.
At 16%. What was the highest percentage ever attained by Wasa in this percentage 24/7 supply? Was it in 2014 74%?
Okay, Member Roberts, your question is taking back, I think the Wasa team back to a period of 2014. So, please let me finish.
Yes, And then finally, 7Cs, this company that Rowley never mentioned. This PNM, this relationship with 7Cs. Rowley attacked Desalination and we debunk everything Rowley said as a total blatant lie. But then I realized this 7Cs contract who get free electricity from the PNM that Wasa had to pay the electricity. You know when that contract was signed? All you know when the PNM signed that contract with 7Cs? Archie, show them when.
And final question for Madam Permanent Secretary, through you, Chairman, of the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Public Utilities. Ma'am, what was the date of this contract being signed with this foreign company to provide desalination water to Wasa, please?
Ms. Duke?
And it was in 2010, but I'll have to locate the exact date.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Duke.
Well, Chairman, let me just ask Ms. Duke. Ms. Duke, was it May 7th, 2010, 17 days before a general election in Trinidad and Tobago, that this contract with this foreign company was signed? May 7th, 2010?
Member Roberts, I mean, what relation it has to do with the general
I'm asking
election?
when the contract was signed, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about your comment about the general elections.
Oh, well,
Let's stick to the,
let's stick to the
Indeed,
facts.
that was signed.
There was an election on the 24th of May. That's a fact. I'm not understanding what you're interpreting. I'm just asking. It was 17 days before a general election. That's all I asked him.
Ms. Duke, do you have the, could you confirm the exact date, or could you?
Yes, Chairman, I can confirm that the date was May 7th, 2010.
Oh Lord. And do you know all the newspapers from all that what y'all see, all the newspapers, the daily, all they can talk about is Wasa chairman say road repair coming, road repairs coming, and they have a few illegal connections. From all that information, from all that clarification, from all that facts that shows Keith Christopher Rowley, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, is a dishonest, pathological liar. All the mass media take from what you just saw, you know, they put, oh, the chairman, Wasa's going to fix roads. Oh my goodness, there are some illegal connections that Wasa's going to see about. That's what they print. Mass media corrupt in this country.